So let's jump into the director UI. Okay, so let's try to understand about the director UI, what all the components you have it on the director. Okay, so I'm taking access to the toolbar. So I'm trying to log into this director. So this is the director UI. Okay, so we are taking access on this northbound IP address. Okay, so we have multiple workspaces here. So if I look at the first one is a monitor tab, the next one configuration, workflows, the next one administration, and the last one is analytics. Okay. So coming to the workspaces here, the administration. So whatever we are landing here, the administration. So this is mostly related to the director configuration. Okay. So this is mostly related to the director configuration, whatever you are trying to see it under the administration. Okay. When it comes to the analytics outputs, okay, so we are going to work under this analytics tab. Okay, so now, so if I already integrated director with analytics, I wanted to see outputs of the analytics. I can directly click on this analytics outputs and I can see the outputs of the analytics. Okay.
When we integrate the director with analytics, right? The API calls also we can only do to the director and then get all the data, right? We are
directory too. Okay, so if you already integrated analytics, they can do. Okay. Right. So now, so when it comes to the monitor tab, monitor is nothing but the live monitoring. Okay, so whatever the monitor tab we are working, so it's nothing but the live monitoring. So the two workspaces, so which is nothing but the configuration and then workflows. So this is mostly related to the branches or the hubs. So in fact, the CPs. Okay, so we try to create the workflows. So we try to create the configuration. So we'll try to create the templates. So we try to create a lot of objects. So related to the branches configuration. Okay. So these are the main workspaces on the director. Okay, administration. So which is mostly related to the director configuration. Okay, so then analytics. So which is the output of the analytics. Okay, coming to the configuration and workflows. So these two are for the branches. Okay, so when it comes to the monitor, live monitoring. So there's a lot of difference between the monitor here and then analytics here. Okay, so going forward, we'll try to understand in detail. Okay, first let me log into the administration tab and let's try to understand about all these workspaces here. Okay, so the organizations, so whatever the administration organizations we have it here, so we can create a parent organizations under this administration organizations. So we are going to create the parent organization. Okay, how simple you can create an organization. So just click on that add new. Okay, so I can mention, okay, so here you're going to mention a name to it. Okay, so the detailed description. So what is the global tenant ID? So do you want to make it as a parent organization or not? So I can mention it. If I mention none, so the whatever the organization we are creating it, that is going to be the parent organization. Now to this parent organization, so what all the logs, so related to this parent organization, you wanted to integrate with analytics, then I can click on this analytics and I can add the analytics. So very simple configuration under the administration organizations. So we are going to add the parent organizations. Right. So coming to the appliances, so what is going to happen in the appliances? You are going to see what all the devices that are connected to the director. Okay. What all the devices that are connected to the director. So here you can see that there are already 4 devices which are connected to the director. So we got the controllers, so we got the hub device, so we got the routers. Okay, what is its management IP address? What type it is? So is it a controller? Is it a hub? It's going to be the spoke? Okay, so the type, so you are going to decide the type here. Okay, so when it comes to the status here, so it tries to provide you the status information. Whatever the configuration we have it on the director, is it the same configuration we have it on the branches or the devices or not? You can see that config sync status. and then the reachability status. So can director able to reach to these devices or not? So you could see that reachability status also. Now on each and every device, so what all the tenants that are onboarded, so you can see the tenants information here. Okay, so what all the tenants that are onboarded, we could see that, and as well as what is the software version that is running on these devices, and the device ID information. So if you remember, so yesterday we were talking about the TVA interfaces IP assignment. So there we discussed about the device ID 1 to 100 is fixed for the controllers. So then remaining numbers 101 to n value, so which is going to be allocated to branches. Okay. The first node which is connected is hub 105. So that's the reason it has got the device ID 101. Okay. The next node, whichever may be the next node, maybe it could be the branch, it could be the hub again. So the next device which connects to the director, it gets the device ID 102. So that the list continues. Okay. Right, so coming to the connectors part. Okay, so here if you wanted to integrate with any of the authentication servers, okay, so you can do that with help of this authentication. Or you wanted to trigger with any of the alarms, so I can enable this alarms information. Or if I wanted to integrate director with analytics, so what is the step we have it? So we are going with the analytics. Okay, so how do we integrate director with analytics? This is the configuration. Okay, so I will try to go with this analytics configuration. So let's see one of the analytics that is added. Okay, so provide a name to it. Okay, so what is the northbound IP addresses and what is the port numbers we are trying to connect. Okay, so this is where the director and then analytics are going to communicate. Okay, when it comes to the southbound IP addresses and the collector port number, whatever the information we have it here, the southbound IP address and the collector port number, this information will be forwarded to the branches in order to send the log messages. All the net flow messages will be sent on this IP address on this port number, collector port number. By default, there is no collector port number. So we have to go to explicitly, we have to go to the analytics and you have to mention via CLI command, you are going to mention on which IP address you are trying to receive the logs and what is the port number. So the same information, we are going to feed it on the director so that the director will try to clear this information across all the CPUs.
Where is the internal interface in this?
No, there's no internal interface on the director. It's only on the analytics you are going to mention it, right?
Okay, in analytics. Okay.
In analytics. So the HA interface.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. You mentioned the northbound IP address and this is the port number. How the branches will try to forward the log message to this analytics on this port. Right. So now, coming to the next steps. Okay, so here if you wanted to configure something related to the back. Okay, so all the director user accounts you wanted to create it. So you'll go to the director user management. There you can configure the user accounts. How do you configure the user accounts? In order to configure the user account, first you need to have the user roles. Okay. So what all there are some predefined user roles which are already like the provider, so data center admin, okay, provider, data center operator. So you have these privileges. Right. So they are already available. So and there are some predefined privileges already available. So if you are interested, so you can just go ahead and you can try to use this predefined privileges. Okay. Right. So now, you wanted to see the users who are connected to the director. Go to this admin. I would be able to get the active. If there are some users, so who got while they are trying to access the director, if they have provided the password wrong multiple times, so by default it is 3 times. So if the multiple attempts, so if they are trying to provide the wrong password, the user account gets locked. Director user management, see the logged users information. So when it comes to the SD-WAN, so yesterday we were talking about the SD-WAN settings. So how do you decide the overlay IP addresses information? Okay, so this is nothing but the overlay IP address schema setting. Okay, what is the IP prefix and so the maximum organizations we are going to use it. Okay, so based on these two, So we decided that how the overlay IP addresses gets calculated. So this is the setting where we go ahead and we modify that setting. So when it comes to the inventory, so the inventory provides you the operating system information. So what all the packages that are available on the director. Okay, so these packages you can upgrade it to the branches. So you can upgrade it to the controller and you can upgrade it to the analytics as well. Like what we discussed yesterday. Okay, so you can do the complete VNF lifecycle management from the director itself. So you can able to upgrade the operating system of the branches or downgrade the operating system of the branches. Okay, same case. So if you wanted to for the analytics, so you can do that. For the controller, you can do that, and as well as for the director, if you upgrade it, you can.
So if we upgrade a few devices in the network, okay, so will there be any issue? Means version mismatch?
No, that's what is going to happen. So there is no problem with a version mismatch. So the recommended procedure from Versa is, okay, let's say this is director, this is controller. So these are my branches. Okay, so this is the recommended procedure. So what is going to happen? First, we always try to upgrade the analytics first. Okay, so the analytics will be upgraded first. After upgrading the analytics, so then we'll try to upgrade the director. Okay, so then the remaining components is nothing but the flex VNFs. Either you can upgrade the controller, you can upgrade the branches. Okay, so when it comes to the version mismatches, the director will try to hold at least 3 versions backward compatible. Okay, so the director will hold up to the 3 versions backward compatible for the branches as well as for the analytics as well as for the Versa.
But if we upgrade to the major version like 3 to 4, it is not a 3.1, 3.2, 3 to 4. Still there will be compatible, right? 3.1.
No, Prakash, it's not the version number. I'm talking
Yeah, I understand the backward 3 version, but I'm trying to say if we are upgrading to the higher version, means like 4 to 5, 5 to 6.
That's what.
Okay.
Okay, what is going to happen actually? Whenever you are trying to upgrade the versions on the director is 3 versions backward compatible. Okay.
Okay.
Versa will make sure that, okay, so the director is 3 versions backward compatible towards the analytics, towards the controller, and as well as towards the branches. Okay. So ideally,
Okay, got it.
we don't follow this mechanism, right? So whenever we go with the operating system upgrade, so we go with this recommended procedure. First, we'll go with the analytics, then we'll go with the director, then we'll start deploying all the branches operating system. So now coming to the hardware here. So if I look at the hardware again,
Hari, I have a quick question. So when it comes to the upgrading the images, where can we find the latest release? If in case of an on-prem deployment, where can I find a latest release so that I can upgrade the equipment? Does it get reflected in the director, or I have to take that image?
This is a manual method. Okay, director cannot directly go to the Versa cloud and download the operating system. So here I need to click on that add. So I need to mention either manual method, or if it is hosted on some URL, okay, I'm going to mention that URL. So this
manual method is something of sort of an image that is downloaded in our computer and we can upload it.
Exactly. The director will not talk to the Versa cloud and get that information. So in this you provide here. So the URL information. Here I can mention the Versa cloud information. Okay. It downloads the respective packages.
Okay.
So when it comes to the remaining part here, so the hardware, so which is nothing but the branches, so which are connecting towards the director, or the end systems. So apart from the head-end components, the end systems like hub, branches, so which are getting connected to the director. So we'll be seeing that information as a part of this hardware. Okay, so here
This we have manually added, or it will come automatically?
this will come automatically.
Okay.
The moment you try to onboard the branches towards the director, okay, so you would be seeing that information as a part of hardware list. Okay, so here it is trying to display what is the device name or the host name you created it, what is the serial number of this branch, okay, so what is the location information, which tenant is onboarded on this branch, and what is the status here. Okay, so status is claimed in the sense you have onboarded the branch. Okay, so you have onboarded the branch, the status claimed. So this is about so few of the options are related to the administration tab. Now, after providing this connector analytics information, so if I click on this analytics tab, then I should be able to see the outputs of the analytics. Okay, so we should be able to see the outputs of the analytics. Now, so if I go and take a UI access to the analytics, so it is going to be the same outputs what it is trying to get displayed. Okay. So when I go ahead and click on that analytics, so I'm trying to get the UI of the analytics. So if I go to the analytics UI, a separate analytics UI, so it is going to be the same outputs. There is no difference. So taking a direct analytics access or integrate analytics with a director, and from director you take access to analytics. There is no difference. Or in fact,
Hi Hari, this is Vinod here. Are you recording this session?
No, it's not allowed, Okay.
Achha, it's not allowed. Okay. Fine. Please carry on.
Right. So coming to this analytics. Okay. So I'm talking about this. So taking access to the director, and from there, so we are clicking on this analytics and taking the UI of the analytics. Right. So if I go to the analytics UI, so you are going to find the same options. Okay. The first one is dashboards. The next one is reporting. The next one is administration. Okay. So under the administration, so we are going to configure the administration task related to the analytics. So here, so if I click on this, so the analytics, so authentication part, so it is trying to provide you the director's information. Okay, so what is the director that is trying to get connected? So here we are going to mention with help of the host name of the director. Okay, the host name of the director, and I'll try to click on the register. So that this is the authentication part. So between the director and then analytics. Okay. Right. So when it comes to the system status, so it tries to provide you the usage of the director. So what is the usage of the director? So here you can see that. So to this tenant, so how much amount of data is occupied on this analytics. Right. So this is about the analytics administration task. So if I go and click on something related to the dashboards, okay, so it has got the high rich dashboards. So whatever the dashboards we wanted to go ahead and we wanted to click it, so you can click that. Now, for example, I'm clicking on this SD-WAN. I'm trying to get some of the UI options here. Okay, so it is trying to provide the top sites by bandwidth, so the top access circuits by bandwidth, and some information related to the locations. Okay, so if I go ahead and if I try to mention the sites information, so it tries to display that. So what are the sites that are available? Okay, so it is and as of now, so we did not onboard any branches, we did not initiate any traffic. So you may not be finding the outputs related to this dashboards. Okay. So once you do at least 3 to 4 lab exercises, once you start onboarding the branches, again you can go back to this analytics and you can see this outputs. Okay. So when yes.
Yeah, Hari, if it is not planned, can you for the future can you tell us a little bit about the different types of nodes? As I hear, there is 2 types of analytics node, right? Search engine. So what is their exact role? Can you throw some light on it?
That's what I was talking about. In 2 labs, we'll be talking about this analytics. Okay. So while discussing the security class, so we'll be talking about the logs. We'll be talking about what is a search engine, what is analytics.
Okay.
So then coming to the other workspaces, so which is nothing but the monitor. Okay, so I'm going here under the monitor tab. So I'm going to see that. So director monitoring. So you wanted to see the director utilization. Okay, I can click on that monitor director. I could see the director utilization. Okay, so what is the vCPUs? So what is the CPU load? So what is the memory, free memory that is available? What is the disk? So and then what is the disk space? So we have it, partitions we have it. How much is the free size? Okay, so in case of any, so the events that are generated, so you could see that the recent events. Okay, so if I click on that, so the major, so there is one, so error on the, so one of the event that is recorded. So you could go ahead and you can see that event. Okay. So if I wanted to see some information related to the package like operating system information, I could see that information here. Or if I click on this information tab, so it is going to provide you the same output. Okay. So what is the package? So what is the release? What is the build number? Release date number? So it is trying to provide that information. So in case, so if you are running any high availability, okay, in case if you are running any high availability on the directors, so it tries to display that information here. Okay, so whether, so we have enabled so what is its state? So whether it is a master or then backup. Okay, so what are some failover timeouts or switchover timeouts, or so did we enable the auto switchover or not? So you could see that options. Okay. Now, if I wanted to go ahead and I wanted to monitor something related to the devices, okay, so at the tenant level, I can click on the tenants here. I could see the tenant level monitoring here. Okay, so this is the director level monitoring, only the director related information. So if I want to go ahead and you wanted to see the tenant related information, I click on this monitor, so the tenant, and you could see the tenant level information. Under this, you can see, so the tenant name is SP, or in fact, this is a parent organization. So if I click on this arrow, so it tries to display what are the child organizations that are part of this parent organization. Now I click on this SP, I wanted to see that, okay, so the assets information. Okay, number of tenants that are configured for this parent organization, how many SD-WAN controllers we have it, how many hubs we have it. Okay, so how many directors, whether they are, so it's part of 2 directors or 1 director. So did we assign any of the cluster to this tenant or that information? Okay, so then, so we could see that the health information. Okay, so the devices like our BGP adjacencies, so is there any upstate, downstate, okay, IKE status. So if I have onboarded multiple devices on this tenant, so we could see this connectivity information. Now I'm going to this devices information under this tenant. I wanted to see what all the devices that are onboarded with this particular tenant. Okay, so we wanted to see that. So there are 2 controllers and there is 1 router. So which is onboarded with help of these tenant SP. Okay. So if I go and verify the tenant information here, okay, so I'm clicking on this tenant one, I could see that, okay, so how many controllers we have it, how many hubs we have it, so did we onboard any of the branches here? So it tries to display that information. Okay. So almost a similar information for the parent organization and the tenant organization, tenant information. So when I go and click on these devices, so I could see that what all the devices that are part of this. Okay. So this is just a high level information. Now I wanted to jump into the box and I wanted to verify, so the few of the things related to this branch. Okay, so now I'm clicking on devices, I'm clicking on hub 105. Now I could see the outputs of this particular device. Outputs of this particular device. It is as good as taking a UI access to the device. Okay. So if I click on that branch, so it is taking so as good as you're taking a UI access to the devices. Okay, so here it tries to display the WAN transport. So here it tries to display the live SD-WAN traffic that is going through. So there's a live SD-WAN traffic that is going through. In case of any events related to this branch, particular branch, hub 105, so what are all the events related to that? Okay, so if I wanted to make some configuration related to this branch, so I can click on that configuration and I can configure anything related to this branch. Okay, so it has got the networking tab, it has got the services tab, it has got the objects and connectors, and it has got the others tab.
Hi Hari, Vinod here. Does it show a topology update all along while we do this, updating of or adding the hubs and clients?
As of now, we do not have the topology on the director. We do not have the topology mapping.
Okay, anywhere it shows, it's only in this view, right? What you mean to
Yes,
say?
yes. There is no topology view. Like I wanted to see number of branches that are connected to this hub. Okay, so to look at the topology view, for example, like LLDP output, you wanted to have that kind of output, right? That is not possible as of now. Okay, so what we can do is with help of manual method. So you try to mention the location of locations. So in the analytics, you could see that what all the sites under which locations these are connected. Okay.
So anytime when we have to, see that which link is, working, it is through internet or through MPLS, or maybe the third link where the traffic is routing through. So how we, view that?
Here, so if I look at the site, first let me answer this. So under this sitemap, you could just see the location view. Okay. So this is again, you have manually provided this information. While you are deploying the devices, you have manually provided that information. So only to this extent, you could see the topology view. Okay. So now coming back to your question, so there are multiple ways you can see that. The first one is analytics. So I can go to the sites and I can see the usage information.
One more thing, in administrator tab in appliance, so it was showing the reachability tab green, or maybe in case reachability is not there, that will be red, right? So on the basis of what is the declares the
So
reachability?
director is trying to establish a netcon session towards the branches. Okay, so director will always do the probing over the netcon session. Director is able to talk to the branches or not. Okay, so this is what we discussed.
What will be that IP on basis of that it is saying reachability or not? Yeah, it is using netcom, that's
Yes,
fine.
so this is a VD. So with help of VC, what it does. Okay, so let's say this is my branch one. Okay, so this is IPsec tunnel, right, between this VD and VC and branch one. Now VD has established a netcon session. Every time the netcon session is active. Okay, not only during the staging, even post staging as well. So the netcon session is always active between the director and then branches. So the director, with help of this netcon, it does the probing towards this branch. Okay, so
On which IP?
this is
On tunnel?
nothing but the ESP IP.
Okay.
Here, if I look at the up here, look at this IP address 10.1.64.101, which is nothing but the overlay IP address. That to ESP IP address.
Okay, mean to say tunnel PTVI IP.
Tunnel IP. Right,
So management IP we need to add manually, right?
No. This is not the management IP address.
No, upper one, 190 to
This
168.
is out of band management access. We have to explicitly add it.
Okay.
Right. So, Vinod, you're asking this question, right? So, how do you verify the circuit utilization? Okay, there are multiple ways you can do that. By clicking on this monitor, you could see the real-time statistics. Okay, so the real-time statistics. What are all the local circuits? Okay, so once we here it tries to display. So there is two interfaces: VNI 0x0, VNI 0x1, which is connected to MPLS, and then internet. Okay, so it tries to display that information. What is the local circuit which is used in order to reach a particular remote branch? This is the real-time output.
Okay, so what you are saying, Hari, because a customer might have to verify what link has been utilized on MPLS, how much traffic has been fired, and all. So with that, this.
No. This is just a live monitoring. So whether my link is getting utilized or not, you have to go to the monitor. But if I wanted to see the statistics, okay, if I wanted to see the statistics, I go to this site. Okay, so here it tries to provide you the information. Okay, so for example, I'm clicking on one of the here, controller 01. Here it tries to provide you the circuit utilization. Okay, so I can click on this access circuit. I could see that. Steven, you
Okay,
see,
last 1 week, last 1 month. Okay.
Okay, here you can filter it out the outputs.
Okay.
Any case study or some snapshots you have of this monitor in your presentation or somewhere, how it shows and all that?
It's just the lab refresh. So we did not execute anything in the lab. Okay. So after
No, outside lab somewhere, if you have done it, because it will give a real view how it actually blows out and show the parameters.
Yeah, what I can do is, if I get time, I'll show you on one of the customer network. Okay, so I have a.
Or
And let me connect to that customer network and show you. Okay. So I wanted to take this demo on last day. So after completing all the lab exercises, I just wanted to show you all this outputs. Okay. So I'll do that.
oh, sure.
This is about the monitor tab. So monitor tab will always tries to provide you the real-time output. So here I can go to the respective branch. I can click on the respective branch and I can get into the branch and I can see the information related to this particular branch. So here you wanted to make some configuration. I can go to the configure tab and I can make the configurations. Okay. So here if I wanted to do some monitoring stuff related to this particular branch, I can click on this monitor. So we are going to do all these things in our lab exercises. So we'll be talking about all these options in the lab.
Sorry, Hari, yesterday I didn't join. That's why a lot of questions are rising. So in configuration mode, like we first add, a device and interface, and that view it
Not yet.
shows somewhere.
We are going to do that. Not yet.
Okay.
Covered.
Not yet.
Right. So we'll be talking about the workflows. So the configuration tabs. Okay. So in the next chapter, so we'll be talking about both these workflows and as well as the configurations. Okay. Right. So try to review. So what all the things we discussed till now.
हेलो
हरी
Yes.
आंटी को दे दो आंटी को बोल दो ठीक है थैंक यू
हेलो
कोई बात नहीं जो भी गेट खोल रहे हो उसी को बोल रहा हूँ
where we can get the log of the device in GUI.
Where you want to get the logs of the devices, right? Okay. Here I can go to the analytics. Okay. So under this you have a dashboard. Under this you have a logs. Are you able to see this logs?
Okay.
This logs. Okay. Whatever the type of logs you are interested, you can go to the respective.
Okay. So in comparison, if you log in the device, so where we can get, which command we can get the logs? So it is so many option is there, syslog and all that.
No. You're talking about the respective branch.
I'm respective branch only.
Mm-hmm.
When we access the device through CLI, which command we can get the alarms and logs, current alarms and logs.
So current logs are not stored on the branches, right? It will be always forward to the analytics. Okay. You have to enable the logging. Under the logging, you have to just select whether you are going with a particular analytics or any remote log servers or local logs. Okay. So on the director, if the branches has forwarded the logs, so by going to the analytics, under the logs, you try to verify the log.
Wait, which logs you are asking for? Device logs or net log and all that?
This is all the device logs, right? See,
Device.
under the alarms, you would find the device specific alarms. Okay. If I wanted to see the antivirus related logs, I can go to the antivirus logs and I can verify the antivirus logs. Here I can select the respective branch and I can go with the specific branch information. The logs related to this particular branch.
These logs are in the analytic, right? It's fetching the logs from the analytic
Yes.
servers.
It's
Isn't
from
it? Sometimes analytic is not working. Then where we can get we have to go to the every branch and log in on the device and check the logs.
the moment you have integrated the branches with analytics, you are not going to see the local logging response. Every log will be forwarded to the analytics only. Yes, of course. So you may be getting a delay output. So that's expected behavior. Okay, analytics is not just a log storage. It is doing the analytics outputs. Okay, so it is trying to display with a lot of outputs related to these dashboards. Okay. So due to that, you may expect some delay in the analytics logs. So this is your. So if you want.
Well, you mean to say that all the logs forwarded to the analytics, so you are not found any logs in the device only.
Yes.
In case analytic is down and I'm unable to access the analytic in any case, so how again it is not possible to get the logs of the device?
See, once you have integrated branches with analytics, all the logs will be always forwarded to analytics. Okay, so you're talking about analytic itself down. Okay, what if analytics itself down? So that's a single point of failure. So that is the reason what we took it. So analytics we run with a multiple high availability components. Okay, so instead of single standalone analytics, we try to go with a multiple analytic nodes. If not one analytics, we take access to the other analytics. So here, like I showed you here, under the administration, under the connectors, so we got the analytics cluster, right? Here, instead of a single northbound IP address, we can keep on adding the multiple analytics information. Multiple northbound IP address, multiple southbound IP address. So where we integrate with the multiple analytics. That's a single point of failure, this one. So Versa itself does not recommend it. Okay, here, what we try to do is, we'll try to make use of the multiple analytics. Analytics 1, analytics 2, analytics 3, analytics 4. Okay, so what we try to do is, we'll try to mention as a part of the cluster. Okay, so these are going to be the part of cluster. Whatever the information I'm going to get it on analytics 2, the same outputs will be on 4, 3, and as well as on 1. Okay, so if you are forwarding the logs to the analytics and you are not able to get the analytics single point of failure, that's not going to be the proper design. So at least 2 analytic nodes should be present. Coming to this, the components, so what we discussed actually, so the monitor tab, so the real-time monitoring, so the device monitoring, so you can go to the respective device and you can monitor the device. Okay, so then, so we can go to the configuration tab, so we are going to cover that. Under the configuration, so we have got the multiple options in the form of templates, devices, and then objects. So then we got the different types of templates, so we are going to cover all these options. Okay, what is the device template, service template, and common template? Then so we'll be seeing about all these options. So just hold on. So in the next topic we'll be talking about that. So the devices menu as well. So we got the devices, device groups, and device bind data. Okay. So these 3 components are the individual components. We have a devices, we have a device groups, and we got the device bind data. Okay. Right. So under the objects, so you got the transport domains, so which is very important. So we are going to talk about that. So then what all the WAN circuits we have it, and what is the DHCP options. So we are going to have it as a part of objects. So this is again available as a part of configuration tab. So we are going to talk about all these 3 options. So then, so we have the workflows. So under the workflows, you got a lot of workspaces. So you got the infrastructure, you got the templates, and you got the devices. Okay. So each and every workspace is having a different configuration parameters. Let's talk about all these parameters in depth. Okay. It's coming to these. So the device template, we are going to cover it. Okay. So now coming to the administration tab. So all the director related UI. So we are going to find it as a part of administration tab. Okay. So we covered about the appliances. So we covered about the just a minute. So this is the one more option on the director, so which is nothing but the entitlement history. Okay. So here, so I wanted to see the entitlement summary. Okay, so here I can go to this query and I can see that what all the branches that are onboarded to this director. Okay, what is its solution tier? Okay, so what is its start date? Okay, so did we enable the analytics or not? All this information is going to be part of this entitlement manager. Okay, so this is very important. So let's talk about this in detail. So when we are talking about the workflow template, so this solution tier, whatever the solution tier you are going to use it. Okay, so that information will be applicable to the branches. So we'll be talking about that in detail. So then we covered about the inventory. So we covered about the RMA process. Okay, so here, so if I wanted to do the RMA process, I go to the inventory, I click on this hardware. Okay, so so we have created a serial number with SR105. You wanted to change the serial number of the branch, I can click on here, I can click on this, replace serial number. Okay. So if you are interested to perform a RMA of the devices from the director, so this is how we try to do it. Okay, so replace the serial number. Okay. So we are going to talk about that. Just hold on. So what is the significance of the serial number? Yesterday we had a discussion about the staging part. Under the staging, so we discussed about this serial number information. Okay. So now So we covered about the director user.
So Hari, if we are replacing the device, then we just want the host name will be should be the same, right?
Host name will be the same. Only the serial number will get replaced.
Okay, and it will automatically catch the configuration.
Entire thing, whatever that is available for this brand, will be onboarded to the new device.
Okay.
So we spoke about the user director management. Okay, so then the analytics dashboards. So these are the analytics dashboards what we have it. Okay, so we verified some of the outputs here. So once we do some lab exercises, we are going to get this outputs information.